Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the hearing of the Health and Human Service Committee, Tuesday, April 14th, 2026, 3:20 p.m. Convened conference room 225. Meeting being streamed live on YouTube. In the unlikely event we have to abruptly end this hearing due to technical difficulties, we will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business at 3:20 p.m. Thursday, April 16th, 2026 in this room 225 with a public notice being posted on our legislative website. Due to the committee's protocol rules, it's a one limit on testimony. However, because it's governor's messages, we'll be flexible with that. And so with that, we'll just dive right into it. The first measure on the agenda is Governor's Message 707, Mr. Kanwar Deep Kaleka to the Substance Abuse Hawai'i Service Area Board, term expiring 06/30/2030. Testifying on behalf of the nominee first is Department of Health. Okay, we have written testimony and support, and we also, I believe, have Mr. Kaleka here. Mr. Kaleka, is that you?
Aloha, yeah, that's me.
Hello. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Doing well.
Doing great, great. We'll start off with, first of all, tell me why you're interested in serving in this capacity on this board.
Well, I'm a psychiatrist and a family physician here on Kauai, and since I've been here, I have a strong passion for the community here and helping them not only as a provider, but trying to help change the whole system to improve the community's overall health and well-being, especially with mental health and addiction.
Mm-hmm. We were all working with you on trying to get a questionnaire for the committee, but I guess you weren't able to do it because you're very, very busy on Kauai.
My apologies. I thought I did it, but I must have slipped.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good to know. I mean, is there a way you could get this to the committee still?
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be great because, yeah, our concern was that, you're really busy and an important part of the Kauai community, and we just want to ensure that you have the time to dedicate to be on the board. So that's what the concerns I had. But if you can do the questionnaire for us, the committee would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sounds good. I'm the only one here, and I think other than that, you are very well credentialed. And, especially with some of the issues going on with mental health, being from Kauai, you appear to be a very strong voice in this area. So I appreciate you stepping up and testifying, and I appreciate in advance getting that questionnaire to the committee.
Yeah, my pleasure. Okay,
sounds good. With that, we'll move on to the next one, which is Governor's Message 537. And this is for the Hawaii Advisory Commission on Drug Abuse Controlled Substances, Kunani Dreyer, for a term 06/30/2029, which it will end. First up, we have apologize, everybody. Hold on a second. Shipta. Like pulling a name out of that. Shipta. We have written testimony in support for the nominee from Shipta. That's all the testimony received on the nominee. Is there anybody else wishing to testify? Oh, there he is.
Yes.
Come on up. There you are. There you are.
This is for Haley King.
Yep.
We're very fortunate to have Haley as our SHPTA nominee. She's great community. She actually, a former Miss Hawaii, for one thing, but also a really important community leader and a person who understands a lot about healthcare, use that as a mission for traveling the state. So we're very fortunate to have recruited Haley for our council. The testimony stands on its own ground there. She has a very interesting career and really will be a tremendous source of advice for us. And the council's looking forward to that, to having her participate with us.
Excellent. Okay. Thank you for being here and testifying. Appreciate it. That's all we received on the nominee. Is there anybody else who wants to testify on behalf of the nominee? Department of Health? Oh, no. Okay. If not, we'll have the nominee come forward. Nominee here. Are they on Zoom?
They're present, Chair.
Oh, there they are. Hey, Haley.
Hi. Oh, sorry.
Hi.
I thought we were on Kunane before me. My apologies.
No worries. It's been kind of a relaxing day here. But anyway, why don't you go ahead and tell us why you'd like to serve on the board?
Yeah. So what I wrote in my testimony was I grew up on the windward side of Oahu. I served at Waimanalo Health Center, and then as Miss Hawai'i, I served the state as a whole. And it's just I'm deeply rooted in this community. This is and I care a lot about the health and well-being of our community. And I just see firsthand growing up here how access to healthcare can widely vary depending on location and resources and cultural understanding. So being a part of this board is unique because it can help me to have a voice based on my own experience having grown up there.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Chair, you have a question of the nominee?
No, thank you for being willing to serve
Yes.
and being willing to volunteer. We need voices like yours, varied voices within the community to help serve in the Health Planning Council.
Mahalo nui, and mahalo to Terry B and Dr. Lewin and Shipta. I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do decision making at the end on all the nominees on the agenda, okay? But thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And also just want to know that she did receive testimony from the Hawaii Substance Abuse Council and Hina Mauka. I don't know if any of them are here to testify. Okay, I kind of messed up and I skipped one of our nominees. So I'm going to go back. I skipped Kanani Dreyer, GM 537. I apologize to everybody. It's been one of those days. Again, Department of Health. Go ahead, sir.
Aloha, Vice Chair and Chair, John Valera from Department of Health, standing on our written remarks in strong support of Kanani Dreyer. Definitely his voice, representing especially the harm reduction community as part of our advisory council. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here testifying. I apologize. These are the testifiers I read for the previous nominee or for this one. So we have Hawaii Substance Abuse Coalition, written in support, and Brian Baker of Hina Mauka, written in support. That's all the testimony we have on the nominee. So we would like to go ahead and see if the nominee would like to join us. Go ahead, sir.
Hi, aloha.
Hi.
I'm here, Kunane Dreyer, from the community and from Hawaii Health and Harm Reduction Center, and I'm honored to be have been asked to be a part of the coalition. And, yeah.
Okay, great. And then what, I guess, issues do you see that you'd like to bring a voice to on the board coming up?
So in my, can everybody see me? I guess so. In my questionnaire that I answered, part of it is, so one is 26 years of my own personal recovery from substance use and alcohol that I bring to the table. So, and then as a result of my journey in recovery, my professional life now has also embodies this work around harm reduction and being very understanding and knowing the experience of somebody who may be actively somewhere on the continuum of substance use and recovery. And so I think it's so important to make sure you have someone with lived experience, and here you have both lived and professional experience coming to the table, representing rural communities. I live in Hauula. I bring forward the Mahu, LGBTQIA plus communities, Native Hawaiian, just all of these various communities to add to the conversations that all the professionals that are bringing and their expertise to this. And I think substance use is not going away. So how do we continue to try to curve the continuum so that we can decrease and get more people into recovery and prevention?
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate your thoughts. Chair, do you have any questions on the nominee?
No, but thank you so much for stepping up. But you're right, we need people with lived experiences such as yours. You've been 26 years in recovery. You know, because you have been involved with the LGBTQIA as well as the Native Hawaiian communities, your type of experience will help us shape policy. And so thank you for being willing to step up.
No, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll go ahead and we will take up all the GMs at the very end of the agenda, but thank you for being on Zoom with us, Mr. Dreyer.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, we'll move on to the next one, which is GM 662. This is Olivia Kim for the Center for Nursing Advisory Board. for a term ending on 6/30/2029. We have testimony in support first for the nominee from Hawaii State Center of Nursing. Hello. Being very patient today.
Oh, there's my computer.
Well,
Chair, Vice Chair, I'm Laura Reichart. I'm the director of the Hawaii State Center for Nursing. Olivia Kim, I first got to know her when she was a board member and then the vice chair of the Hawaii Board of Nursing, which at that time she was representing the LPN workforce. She represents the long-term care community, which is a huge and very difficult area to support recruitment and retention. So that having her insight about what it is, both formerly working as a staff nurse, now working in leadership. She's also, when we look at the generation span, she is a younger nurse, and so it's also very helpful to have that experience as well. Being someone who is earlier in their career and has had a lot of accolades, but has a lot of insight, contributes significantly. So her expertise in many different areas are very welcomed, and we're very excited to have her on our board. Thank you.
very good. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here and testifying. That's all we received on the nominee, and I believe the nominee isn't here today, correct? Yes?
Reschedule.
Oh, rescheduled for Thursday, right? Okay, so the nominee couldn't be here to join us today. However, we appreciate you being here testifying. We're going to move them to Thursday to decision make so we can talk the story with them there. So thank you for being here again, Lauren. Okay, we will move on to the next one, which is GM 724. And this is for Tricia Lynn Yamashita for the Kauai Sub-Area Health Planning Council for a term to expire 06/30/2030. And first up, of course, is Chipta.
Thank you, chairs, Chair, Vice Chair. And so we have another great nominee for our council, Jack Lewin, Administrator of SHPTA. Tricia Lynn Yamashita is going to really round out our Kauai representation, so we're really delighted to have her with us. She comes with she's a bachelor degree from Chaminade. She went to a master's at the University of Maryland, and then she got her master's actually at Hawaii Pacific University. So she's knows healthcare, but she's really been around in the hospice world all across the state. She's worked with virtually every hospice association, and has privately done things out on the outside, Girl Scouts, and other really great services in the community. Very well respected, and we are really delighted to have her. We really think that this year we have stepped up. We see a whole host of new people that are going to really jump in and help us with rural health and with a head grant and all the other responsibilities that these advisors will now share. So we're just delighted to have her.
Thank you for being here and testifying. On behalf of the nominee, we also have the mayor of Kauai County, Mayor Kawakami. Okay, not written in support, Kokua Mau, they have written in support from the director, Jeanette Kojani. Hilton Rathel of the Healthcare Association of Hawaii has sent testimony in support of the nominee. Daniel Fishberg testifying on himself as an individual in support of the nominee. And then late from Jonathan Ching from Kaiser Permanente in support of the nominee. That's all we received on support of the nominee. Anybody in the audience wishing to testify on this? If not, we'll have the nominee here to join us. Thank you for being here, Ms. Yamashita.
Aloha, thank you for having me.
We'll go ahead and let you make a statement and then maybe tell the committee why you're interested in serving on the board and some of the things you'd like to bring from your perspective to the board in your term.
I'd love to, thank you. I am Tricia Yamashita. I serve as the Executive Director of Kauai Hospice, which is a privilege to do so. I do have a master's in public health and a master's in palliative caring, currently pursuing my master's, my PhD in palliative care, with focus on improving care delivery systems for individuals with serious illness, with a particular focus on rural communities. Through my work, I've had the privilege of partnering across healthcare settings throughout Hawaii, which has given me a strong understanding of both the strengths and the challenges of our system, especially around access, coordination, and sustainability in rural island communities. If confirmed, I'm committed to serving in partnership with the Health Planning Council and supporting thoughtful, data-informed, and community-centered planning to ensure healthcare services continue to meet the evolving needs of our residents. It would be an honor to serve in this capacity. Mahalo for your time and consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you so much. Two magic words for me, data informed and community centric. So appreciate you having that as your focus. I don't have any questions other than the original one I asked. Chair, you have any questions of the nominee?
No, but I just want to say thank you for being willing to step up. The fact that Mayor Kawakami is supporting your nominee shows that you have contributed well into the community. And your as Dr. Lewin pointed out, your hospice background adds a different dimension to the Health Planning Council to help us shape policy into the future. So thank you again for being willing to step up.
Mahalo.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. We're going to take up the governor's messages, decision-making very shortly. Okay, let's see. We also just have a note that for the record that the health department wanted to stand for the written on GM 707. We just want to make sure that's in the record. Okay. If not, we'll move on to the final one, 790. This is for the Board of Certification of Operating Personal and Wastewater Treatment Plants. Emily Dong for a term to expire 06/30/2030. We've not received any testimony for the nominee from any third party. So is the nominee there, Emily?
Right there.
Hello.
Hi, yes, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good,
So why
how
don't
are
you go
you?
ahead and just let the committee know, give us a statement and then maybe tell us about, why you want to serve on the board and some of the things you hope to bring to the board during your tenure.
Sure. So I'm Emily. I have my master's in environmental engineering. I've worked in the profession of wastewater for 16 years. I'm a professional engineer, and I believe that, wastewater is so important to public health and safety. It's one of those things that if you don't hear about it in the news, if you don't hear about it at all, something's going right. So in order for that to happen, we need good wastewater operators. So I've been involved with a lot of wastewater operator training over the last few years. We're really trying to get more operators into the field and, really build this profession. So our goal as part of the board is to make sure that the state requirements, the regulations are met for those operations staff and to make sure that they are doing what they need to do to make sure we have a clean, great environment that Hawaii is known for.
Exactly. No, we appreciate that, especially the workforce pipeline development aspect. That's something that doesn't even get mentioned in the terms of wastewater, but it's definitely important to have that pipeline. So I appreciate you having that as a focus and trying to bring that perspective to the board. That's all the questions I have of the nominee chair or any of the members. Do they have questions?
No. Again, thank you so much for being willing to step up. We know that there is a lot of demands on your time as an engineer, and yes, we agree that wastewater, if done right, nobody hears about it, and so you're the kind of person we know that will make sure that the certification is done right for these personnel for the wastewater treatment. So thank you very much.
I'm happy to give my time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, with that, we'll roll right into decision making. So the first one we had today was GM 707, recommendation of Kanwar Dip Kaleka to the Kauai Service Area Board is to advise and consent. Members, questions, comments? If not, 707, advise and consent.
With seeing Senator Favela as excused, all other members present, are there any reservations? Any opposition? Recommendations adopted.
Okay, next up, and thanks everybody, GM 537, this is for Kunani Dreyer for the Hawaii Advisory Commission on Drug Abuse and Controlled Substances. Recommendation is to advise and consent. Members, questions, comments? If not, advise and consent.
With Senator Favela as excused, all other members present, any reservations? Any no votes? Recommendations adopted.
Okay, next up, GM 545, Haley Kane for the Windward Area Sub-Area Health Planning Council. Recommendation is to advise and consent on the nominee. Questions, comments? If not, advise and consent.
With Senator Favela noted as excused, all other members present. Any reservations? Any no votes? Recommendation adopted.
Okay, GM 662, as we discussed earlier, the nominee could not be here to join us, so would defer time certain Thursday, April 16th, 3:20 PM in room 225. Next up, we have GM 724. This is for Tricia Lynn Yamashita for the Kauai Sub-Area Health Planning Council. Very much a great nominee, so we want to advise and consent. Members, questions, comments? If not, 724, advise and consent.
Noting Senator Favela as excused, all other members present. And are there any reservations? Any no votes? Recommendation adopted.
Okay, and finally, GM 790, which was the operating personnel wastewater treatment plants, Ms. Emily Dong. Recommendation is to advise and consent on the nominee. Members, questions, comments? If not, 790, advise and consent.
With Senator Favela noted as excused, all other members present. Any reservations? Any no votes? Recommendation adopted.
Okay, thank you, everybody, for being here.
We are adjourned.